All right, shalom, shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, we're going to title this video, Are we supposed to forgive Esau for this? And I'm going to put in parentheses, lynchings. Okay. So I got this picture right here. All right. It says in 1916, Anthony Crawford, a wealthy black farmer in South Carolina, was killed by a mob. All right. Now, what used to happen back in the day, okay, back in these days, in the early 1900s, when Jake, just recently, received freedom out of chattel slavery, right? Even though Jake was free, the so-called white man was still very adamant on keeping a foot on our people's necks and terrorizing our people and chasing them out the cities. And then Esau, let's say, for instance, he wanted your house. He might even wanted your wife, right? He wanted your finances, right? Or if you were just somebody who just had more than him, they will form together a mob, okay? Drag you out of your house and lynch you on a tree. This is what they used to do to our people, man. All right. It says he owned over 427 acres, right? So Esau was jealous of that. He was jealous of the fact that Jake owned property, okay? It says, but after his public attack, his family was ordered to leave within 2 days, and his land and possessions were seized. Now, also what Esau used to do to Jake, he didn't just used to hang Jake on a tree. He'll torture Jake. He'll cut Jake's rod off. He'll burn him. You know what I'm saying? Just look up the horror stories of the Negroes in America in the early 1900s getting lynched, right? Getting kidnapped by the KKK, right? And then getting tortured, right? Before Esau hangs them on a tree, okay? I think a situation just recently happened where, let me see something, because the situation just recently happened. Black man lynched on tree in front of PD station. I think, young man. So look, check this out. Young man found hanging from tree in Northwest MPD issues public statement days later. You see that? So a young Jake just recently, okay, was found lynched on a tree by you know who. All right. So this is Esau's MO. And, in some cases, he's still doing it undercover. Right. Because these Edomites are coming back into their prejudice, demonic hatred spirit. All right. They're coming back into that. All right. Because Esau is realizing that his kingdom has failed. America is not the good America anymore. They've been sold out by the elites. All right. So they're going to take their frustration out on, the Israelites, like they always have done. All right. So when we see situations like this, okay, this is, this is very valid. All right. That they were doing this to our people. OK, let me get a scripture real quick. All right. This is let's get Ezekiel 35:5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. Okay, and this is talking about Esau, because when you go up a couple verses, all right, this is a judgment declared upon Mount Seir. Mount Seir represents the Edomites. Okay, you Caucasians, you've had a perpetual hatred against our people. All right, from the beginning. All right. So, we can't believe these Edomites now, that's trying to be inclusive and that's trying to act like, I had nothing to do with that. That was my forefathers. That wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? This is the game that these Edomites are trying to play. They're trying to get us to forget this history right here. Okay. And I'm going to go more into the lynchings. Right. But they're trying to get us to forget it. They're trying to get us to forget that. Right. And these devils have had a perpetual hatred. And this means an everlasting hatred. Okay. It says by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Right. So, when our people were in their lowest estate, here comes Esau kicking us while we're down, just like in the wilderness. Right. We just got out of the slavery of Egypt. Right. Who was right there right in the wilderness to, add more affliction to our pain. Right. Esau. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He's always there trying to make sure that we don't rise up, like that demonic nigga Haman. Jake was already under captivity under the Persians, and Haman's trying to destroy us for good. You see? So are we supposed to were we supposed to forgive these devils for doing this, man? And this is a question to you Negro Christians, okay, that love the so-called white man so much in this time period. You love you some white Jesus, right? How have you just forgotten everything that he's done to you as a people? Talking about that's the love of Jesus. You're supposed to forgive, right? You niggas is full of shit, okay? Because I'm gonna get some more scriptures on how you're not really supposed to forgive your enemy, man. All right. Even though the scriptures might say, oh, forgive your enemy, right? That's talking about your fellow kinsman, man. That's not talking about your actual enemy. Okay. Somebody that's perpetually trying to destroy you. You just supposed to forgive them. And then what? Let them put a fucking knife in your neck because you forgive them in the name of Jesus? Hell no, man. All right. This is verse 6. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So yeah, the Lord is going to bring Esau into judgment. These Caucasians are going into judgment. They're going to be punished for everything that they did to the Israelites, man. Okay? Because remember, with all of these lynchings and all of these goddamn, terror, these situations where they were terrorizing our people back in the day, those white folks back in the day had children, and their children are walking around today, right? So these Edomites that we see walking around come from a generation of hatred towards our people. And just because Esau he's lost all his strength and he's not walking around as the big white supremacy KKK demon anymore like how he used to, all right, that spirit is still deep inside of him, man. All right. And a lot of these Edomites in their households, they're not going to tell you, right? Because they're going to go outside and they're going to act like they're not racist and, they love everybody. But when they get home and they get in the inner confines of their family, they be talking hella mess, hella shit about our people, right? Talking about they wish that it could go back to the old days and, calling us, niggers and all types of shit, This is why these Edomites were so excited that Donald Trump got in office. Esau didn't want to say it. Them Edomites didn't want to say it, but they believed when Donald Trump got back in office that the Israelites were going to go back in slavery under them. But they got bamboozled. So now they're pissed off, right? And then you got half of them that's ready to crash out And then the other half of Edomites that's, acting like they're trying to join up with Jake, like, look, our America is being threatened. Now I understand what the minorities are going through. But hold on, nigga. Your people, all right, is the reason why the so-called minorities in this country, all right, is going through so much oppression. You see? These devils is something else, man. So we're not supposed to forgive these niggas for this, man. Okay, this was some sick demonic shit that they was doing, man. Okay? Evil, jealousy, envy, all that, wrath, malice. Okay? You can't, hey, the scriptures say never trust thine enemy, man, though he come crouching. All right? Now let me get this real quick. I just found this little article. History of lynching in America. White Americans used lynching to terrorize and control black people in the 19th and early 20th centuries. All right. It says lynchings, we'll jump to the second paragraph. Lynchings were violent public attacks lynchings were violent public acts that white people used to terrorize and control black people in the 19th and 20th centuries, particularly in the South. Lynchings typically evoke images of black men and women hanging from trees, but they involved other extreme brutalities such as torture, mutilation, decapitation, and desecration. Some victims were burned alive. Fuck all that. I'm not forgiving these devils for this shit, man. You coon ass, bald head niggas can go ahead and forgive these devils if you want to, and you can be destroyed with them. All right? The traitors of our nation. But I'm not forgiving these Edomites for this wicked ass shit, man. This is wicked. All right? It says a typical lynching involved a criminal accusation, an arrest, and the assembly of a mob, followed by seizure, physical torment, and murder of the victim. Lynchings were often public spectacles attended by white community in celebration of white supremacy. You see? So they used to lynch our people on the tree, and most of the time it was for absolutely nothing. Hey, he's that Negro is walking on the same street as us. Grab him. Hey, that Negro came inside of the same store he came inside of the same store as us. Grab him. He bought the first bag of chips. He bought the last bag of chips. I wanted those bag of chips. Grab them. It was for absolutely nothing. These devils really had an extreme hatred, okay, for our people. And they never really got paid back for it. All right? Isn't Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, isn't the God of the heavens and earth a righteous, balanced power? Right? So if you do evil, shouldn't evil be returned unto you? Okay? These Edomites have done evil to our people. They need to be recompensed, man. All right? This is the will of the Lord. Look at this. It says photos of lynching were often sold as souvenir postcards. And you niggas want to let this go, man. You niggas want to let this go and just let bygones be bygones, right? And then some of these, like I said, the descendants of these Edomites that used to do this to our people, all right, their descendants are walking around amongst us today. Their descendants are involved in politics, in the music industry, right? Why do you think the world is so wicked? Why do you think the world is so systematically racially profiled against the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans? Because the same goddamn devils, all right, is in the seats of authority. Their children are in the seats of authority, man. Still keeping a foot on our neck because this hatred has been passed down to them from generation to generation. They grew their kids up with this knowledge. Look, you never trust a nigger. Look, you never trust a Mexican. This is what they were telling their kids. Okay? But it's just that Esau, he got a little smarter now. Now he's walking around with normal clothes. He's your friendly neighborhood Edomite at the grocery store, right? That doesn't want any conflict. He's very nice. You know what I'm saying? He acts as though, he's not a racist and he's so sorry about what his people did to the Israelites. Okay? But deep down, if these Edomites can do this again, they would. All right? They would do it again. Okay? And even if they wouldn't do it again, they still need to be punished. Okay? And that's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to do. He's going to punish you devils, man. He's going to punish you Edomites, all right, for putting that affliction on our people, man. All right? And he's going to raise us up with power that you devils can't fuck with. And we going to put our hands on you and we going to get our revenge on you fucking devils, man. All right? We going to lynch you motherfuckers on the trees, man. All right? Everything you did to us, we going to do it. We going to do it double. All right? And more severe. Except all that, besides all that freaky ass, sadistic, homosexual shit. Because you did that shit to our people too. We going to do it in righteousness. Okay? And it's going to be very severe and it's going to be very bitter. All right? Because we're going to have the wrath of the Lord on us, man. Okay? The Lord ain't forgot what you devils did, man. All right? Let's look at this. It says, how many people were lynched? From 1882 to 1968, 4,743 lynchings occurred in the U.S. Okay? That's a lot of hatred, man. All right? That's a lot of hatred that doesn't just poof, go away. You see? That type of hatred just don't vanish or disappear. That type of hatred gets passed down from generation to generation. Okay? My bad, Salakia. Drop the phone. Okay? Let's get something else. I put in Chat GPT, why did white folks lynch black folks back in the day? Right? Let's see what it says. It says lynching in the United States was mainly used as a tool of racial terror and social control against black Americans, especially from the late 1800s through the mid 1900s after slavery ended. White mobs, often with the support or silence of local authorities. Yeah, so they were locked in with the cops. The cops was hunting Jake down doing this shit. This is why the Black Panther Party, right, got formed in the first place. Because Jake said enough. See, you goddamn black Christians, and you love everybody niggas and forgive everybody, forgive your enemy ass niggas. You niggas forgot, man, that your forefathers, right, and your ancestors fought tooth and nail to get the fuck away from this goddamn devil, man. Okay? Nigga want to talk about the ancestors and shit. These niggas want to sit there and act like their forefathers will be proud that you niggas is in corporate America rubbing shoulders with the devil now. No, they spit in your fucking face. Okay? They will spit in you niggas' face, man. And call you an embarrassment. Right? Trying to be equal with Esau, man. All right? Our people used to fight tooth and nail to get away from this devil, man. Because this devil was terrorizing us, man, as a people. For no apparent reason. He's Satan. And look what he's doing now. Okay, now the deception is more crafty. Now you want to merge you with technology. He want to put technology inside you. He want to make you the ultimate slave. He still hates you, man. All right? It says, used violence to maintain white supremacy and keep black people politically, economically, and socially subordinate. I'm just going to read these bullet points. I'm not going to go into it. Maintaining white supremacy after slavery, intimidation and terror, false accusations and racial myths. Yeah, and that happened a lot. They used to just lie on Jake. Just lie. This man touched a white girl. This man stole a candy bar. This man, and just come up with a lie, just so they could get their hands on Jake and just fuck him up, man. Okay. It says economic competition. Yeah, and that's why they burnt down Black Wall Street, right? They burnt down Black Wall Street. Look, it says the Tulsa race massacre. They massacred our people, man. Okay, just because Jake was starting to do better than them. You see? And Jake think that, oh, okay, well, yeah, that happened. But look, we you know, it's millionaires, you know, it's millionaires that are blacks, and now black people are way richer than what they was back in the day. So we defeated the enemy. No, nigga. See, back then, Jake was making their own money without Esau. You niggas is making more money. Yeah, you got more money. But, right, you're even a deeper slave to Esau. It's the money Esau lends you, right? You ain't never been free. If Esau wanted you to be free, he would have let you build Black Wall Street. He would have let you continue to build that. Why he didn't let you continue to build that, man? Okay? No, he said, look, okay, we can't let these niggas get any type of economic power because then they'll overthrow us. So what we'll do is we'll lend them money. So that way they'll forever be in our debt. That's what's going on now. It ain't that you niggas have conquered the black economic curse. You fell for the trap. That's what happened. It says weak or biased legal systems. Yeah, so the courts, the judge, the police, the politicians, okay, they were all in on it, man. All right, the whole city, just to lynch one Negro that everybody lied on, and they all knew that they was lying. The judge knew that he knew that the people was lying on him. The police knew that the people was lying on Jake, but they wanted to see Jake put to death too. Okay, hell no, we ain't gonna forgive Esau for this, man. All right, hell nah. It says one of the most well-known cases was the murder of Emmett Till, a 14-year-old black boy killed in Mississippi in 1955 after being accused of offending a white woman. This is Esau's track record, right? And I'm gonna, and one of the next videos I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna address these goddamn Edomites that's talking online, right? Trying to, because what Esau is trying to do right now, he's trying to redirect all of the negative attention towards Jake and Jake only. Oh, look, these black people are nothing but gangbangers and thugs and criminals, right? And that is true. 2/3 of our people have drifted off to the dark side based on Esau's witchcraft and deception, right? The snares that you laid out for our people. You turned our people out, man. But let's talk about who you are. You're a goddamn fucking terrorist, man. Look what you're doing. You didn't just do it. You're not just doing this to our people. You're doing this all around the world. Look what Donald Trump's doing, man. He's adamant on hijacking the Strait of Hormuz. He's adamant on fucking with the Iranians, man. He's fucking, these devils are fucking with everybody, man. So you Edomites, you goddamn Edomites, you stop, you don't need to be acting like you're just, because this is what Esau do. Esau act like everybody else on the planet is just lost and confused and violent, and he's the only saint. He's the saint. He's the one that has the most honest moral code. When really it's the complete opposite, nigga. You're the devil. You're the one that's been bringing everybody into a chaotic state. Okay, you're the liar. All right. We're gonna address that in one of these next videos, man. Okay, but let me finish off with these scriptures real quick. Get through these real quick. This is Amos 1:11. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof." Yeah, there's a punishment coming to you goddamn crackers. You Edomites. Okay? All them goddamn slavery movies, man. All right? You watch those movies, man, and you be ready to punch through the fucking wall for what you devils did to our people, man. All right? You really turned our people out, man. The nigga woman is your creation. The wild, untamed black woman, that's your fucking creation, man. Okay? You gonna be punished for that. You devils is gonna be punished for that, man. All right? We don't forgive you. Fuck you. Okay? Goddamn devils, man. It says, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. There goes that sword again. Dragging Jake out the house. And Jake and these devils that do that in front of a Israelite man's family. Drag him out the house in front of his family. Torture him in front of his family. Burn him alive. Then hang him on a tree. So and then invite all of the Edomites in the town to come laugh at it. I'm talking about Esau. Let me show you a picture. God damn it, Salakia. Let me show you a picture, man. Okay, white people gathered around lynching. Look at this. Okay, look at this. Look at this shit. Does it look like these devils gave a damn? Does it look like they were sorry? Look. They loved it, man. And these devils' kids, these same devils that was doing this back in the day, their kids are running around the earth. This is why Esau is going to be punished. Okay? I made a video, I think it was titled, for the Edomites that say I had nothing to do with slavery. Right? And I went into that, how it don't matter if you didn't have anything to do with slavery in this in today's period. You still gonna be punished because you're an Edomite. Okay? You're still gonna be punished because you're a goddamn Edomite, man. All right? And your people are responsible for the downfall of our people, man. Ultimately, it was Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai who used the so-called white man to do it, but it don't matter. All right, that was just a part of the story. All right, the Lord ultimately did that to set Esau up to justify the punishment that to come upon him, man. All right, it says, because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity. Where was the pity? Let's go back to it. I keep on clicking out of it. Where was the pity? Was there any pity for this right here? Where was the pity? Okay, where's the love? Where's the good white American love that these Edomites is sitting here talking about online? Because you should hear how these Edomites are talking online. They're acting like they were justified in doing all of this goddamn wicked shit to our people, man. And we ain't even talked about the Native Americans yet. We ain't even talked about that, man. How you raped, robbed, and murdered the natives to get this land. How you made, you came to the natives, acted like you was friendly, acted like you wanted to be down, and then when the native men would go out, would leave the village and go hunt, your ass, you and your fucking dirty squad members run up in the village and rape all the women and burn the village down and kill the children, man. Cowards, man. Okay? Let's talk about that history while you goddamn devils is online, okay? Trying to point the finger, all right, at our people like our people are just a global threat. You're a global threat, man. All right? And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to bring you devils down to the fucking earth, man. And when it's all said and done, all right, the Israelites is going to be in their glorious state, okay? And we're going to be looking down at you goddamn devils like insects, man. And we're going to put a fucking foot on you niggas' necks, man. All right? Put some chains on you, all right? And every day will be a nightmare for everything that you did to us, man. You mark my words on that, because I know it's some Edomites listening, man. I be seeing y'all on the comment boards of my videos. I know it's some Edomites listening. At the end of it all, you gonna be face to face with the Israelites, man. All right, and you gonna be in a terrible position. You gonna be in slavery, and we ain't gonna have no fucking mercy on you, man. And then at the end of it all, after 1,000 years, we gonna exterminate you, man. We gonna get rid of you as a whole goddamn race of people. It's gonna be a beautiful day. All right. And we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun terrorizing you devils, man. Okay? for everything you did to us, man. We gonna get our revenge, man. Don't count us out, Esau. While you know what I mean? While you devils is concerned about the war around the world, don't count us out, man. Because we gonna be the ones that's gonna have our hands on you fucking devils next, man. Okay? Guaranteed, man. This is what the Bible is talking about. It ain't talking about the love of Jesus and forgive everybody. No. Okay? You niggas need to be paid back for this shit. It says, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. See that? Esau keeps his wrath forever, all right, against our people, man. Right? Now, these Edomites that sit here and act like they're not racist anymore, and, you know what I mean, they don't have that hatred in their heart for our people, right? But why can't they accept that God is black? Why can't, you know, why to this day they still don't want us to get ahead of them? You see? They still got that wrath in them, man. All right? They just been laying dormant. I don't trust you devils, man. After all this shit, you think that you just supposed to run away scot-free? Fuck y'all, man. All right? Jeremiah 49 and 12. It says, for thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. You ain't going unpunished. Okay? The Lord is going to bring you Edomites judgment. Okay? The Lord is going to bring y'all judgment, man. All right? And the Lord going to do it through us. All right? The Lord going to do it through us, man. Okay? Verse 13, it says, for I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse. And all the cities thereof shall be a perpetual wastes. Yeah, everything you devils have built is going to be burnt down to the ground, man. All right? Your memory of everything that you built in your kingdom and all, you know, because Esau likes to hold on to the historical facts and, you know, and what Mount Rushmore and them goddamn devils and what they did for this country. All that shit is going to be thrown out the fucking window, man. All right. And we going to stick you niggas back in the caves, man. You going to turn back into the wood woe again, man. All right. You going to turn back into them wood woes, man. Okay. We going to bring you all the way low, man. You're going to be an insect in the kingdom of heaven, man. You're going to be the worst out of all the heathen, man. Okay. We going to do you foul, man. All right. And the reason why Esau has done so much to keep us at the bottom, all right, because Esau's worst nightmare is that the Israelites rise up with power and we get our hands on him. That's Esau's worst nightmare. That's why he's funneled so much money and he's done so much and lynched us and burnt us. This is all to keep us back. This is all to keep us away from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, so that way we don't rise up against his ass. All right. And Esau, he sees that the elect has woken up. The prophets are back on the scene and it's scaring the shit out of them. You better believe, man, that them devils that's at the top, they're scared, man. Okay. They're scared to death. All right. By the foolishness of our preaching, man, as the scriptures say. All right. Because they know that this is how the kingdom of heaven is getting ready to be ushered in. And they know that the kingdom of heaven means a nightmare for them, man. Okay. Our kingdom is a nightmare for you devils, man. All right. Let me get this last scripture right here. Close it out. This is Sirach 25 and 7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. You see? So are we supposed to forgive Esau for this? No, we're not supposed to forgive Esau for this. We're supposed to anticipate his downfall, because this is what, right here in the scripture, this is what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay, delights in. All right. A man that wants to see the fall of his enemy. Esau is our enemy. Go to Psalms 83. If you don't believe me, go to Psalms 83, man. The tabernacles of Edom. Okay. And he's the first enemy mentioned. Esau is the first enemy mentioned, man. Okay. And we can't wait to see the fall of him, man. All right? Patiently waiting. Patiently waiting. So with that, I'll go ahead and wrap it up and give all praises once again to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Shalom. Shalom.